All right, hello everybody. I've got a special video for you today in the weekly events series. Today is Troop Train Day, and it happens to fall in a resource consumption event, which gives me the perfect opportunity to show you what you need to consider if you are participating in Troop Train Day. I've only got 20 minutes or so before the event closes, so I'm going to have to rush here, but I'm going to try to point out a few points along the way. So the first thing I have is, when should you participate? Well, I just mentioned that you want to participate in Troop Train Day if you are not needing to use your resources on other things such as building buildings. Maybe you've gotten to keep 34th, keep 35, you have higher tier troops. And it also happens to be gather troops, so you can get some rewards here that would make it a great opportunity. It's not active right now, which is unfortunate for me, but also when you have consumption that has to do with the resources. So as you can see here, I haven't really had a chance to do any of the consumption because it's still pretty early, but the rewards get really good if you can make it further down the tree. So here I'm going to make an effort to get to the max of all that. I've already opened some boxes, and something I want to point out here is, look, it says 275 million to open these, and I got 302 million. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly open up all my boxes. I meant to actually finish this off, but these were from some additional boss chests and things that I hadn't anticipated, which I should have. So I'm just going to quickly open those, and you'll see that I do meet the threshold for that 5 billion resources that I need by the end of the event, and I'm going to do it all in one day. Now, this is not for everybody. It's not going to work out for everybody because not everybody is at this level, but it does give me an opportunity to show you some things for the future. So if you are participating in Troop Train Day, there are a few ways that you can save yourself some speed ups and some time. So first, in your talent tree, you'll notice that I switch things around. I mentioned this one before when I was opening the boxes. You can get double, times 2 critical when opening resource items, so you have a good chance to get a bunch of free resources. That's how I ended up with extra there. I made sure I have training speed increase and training capacity. It just makes it faster for me, and this will reduce the amount of speed ups I need to use, which over a long period of time is going to be helpful. The rest of it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to switch it again later. You want to make sure you have your martial crown, whatever level you have. I'm on level 8 here. You want to have that to reduce the speed ups that you're going to need. If possible, you can also request from the City of Throne to get the Commander title, because that will increase your training speed and capacity as well. I skipped a little bit here because I'm in a rush, but sending troops out if you have excess food. So I have 5.2 billion food right now, which is a lot. And I have a lot of troops at 1.5 billion power, so what really happens, looks like one of them's bugged out. What really happens is they consume a lot of food, right? They eat a lot. They're gluttons. But if you send marches out, full marches to reinforce other people, those ones that are out reinforcing other people are not eating your food. So it reduces your food consumption quite a bit. I can't send all my troops out, but I can send the biggest gluttons, and that'll give me a little more time. What else? Okay. I have a note of to troop train or to build. So if you are needing to build, you're not max keep level, I would say use your resources to get those buildings. Those are so much more important than building troops that are not going to really benefit you in the end, because it's just going to slow down your growth. I would say get to keep 35, get the big buildings and stuff out of the way, and then worry about that. But if you are at this level, then this is more for you. Okay, duty officers. So I put a duty officer on the keep because if you have the special, or you have senior or medium even, any of these, it increases your training capacity. Doesn't make it faster, but it means you can train more in one shot. So spend less time clicking. I only have enough right now, the time that I have, to have 2 specials. So you want to get as high as you can. Seniors or specials, and that'll increase the speed, the training capacity, and everything to make this all go. I've paused my video for a bit just to speed things up. So I'm trying to train just tier 12 right now, and the reason I'm training tier 12 rather than 13 and 14 is, well, there's a couple of reasons, which I'll probably get into in a different video. But you want to have pretty big layers, and tier 12 troops, tier 11 troops even, are really good power for the amount of resources that they take. So I'm just about done training ground here. I'm going to switch to something else because my food is starting to get low. I can still train quite a few archers. I'm going to switch down to there. Yeah, I'm going to go with these guys for a bit. I need a bigger layer here. The second reason that I am not training the higher troop levels, so 13s and 14s, I like to save those ones for when the get ready for battle, or what is it called? That one event. Let me go here. Gather troops, sorry. So when this is active and you have day 2, day 3, day 4 open, there are tabs like this, just like this, for the number of tier 13 and above troops you train. So when that is not active, that's a good time for me to build up my layers, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm going to try to get these guys up to at least 500,000. I've got lots of speed ups left. And the nice thing about all the boss farming and stuff that we do is I have an endless supply of speed ups. That's not the case for everybody, but it is fortunate here. And also the further you get in consumption events, you get a lot more speed ups along the way. So it does make this process quite a bit easier. It was very difficult for me at the very beginning when I started doing consumption. I would only get to 2.5 billion, and then I decided to skip one, I believe, one time. And skipping one actually enabled me to get to the 5 billion, and then since then I've been pretty consistently making the 5 billion threshold. I have 8 minutes left to get as far as I can. Fortunately, all these rewards provide so many resources that I'm actually going to be able to replenish my supply. So between the 2 consumption events, between resources and speed ups, you actually end up, if you make it to the 5 billion mark, you end up getting about close to 2 billion of each resource just from that. So that's what I mean. If you can make it to the end, it becomes significantly easier every time afterward to get to that point again. All right, so let me just quickly open what I can. 7 minutes left. This is a crunch. I wonder what my score will be here. Okay. Alright, I think that's about all the time I have. I could probably pump out a little bit more, but realistically, I think I might be out. Oh, I could probably squeeze that out. Don't know if there's time, but let's see. My clock hasn't changed yet, so I might be okay. Alright, at least I got rid of the food and I don't have any excess food, which is good. And okay, it hasn't switched yet, but it should any second now. Let's take a look at my score. Oh, it's actually switching right now. Yeah, it just switched, so I gotta wait. And I'll go and take a look, but I'm guessing it's probably somewhere around 4 billion. I didn't get exactly where I wanted to, but close enough. Alright, so I can check 4.5. So I probably could have got up to 5 point something. that's all right. But 4.5 is a good place to be. And one of the reasons I wanted to show you this is also because every once in a while you also have the opportunity to do the troop train in resource consumption, and then also in server versus server, where is it? Go back, I'm in the wrong place. So there's also the server monarch competition. And the reason that this matters is not so much that the individual placement on troop train is good. It's not. You're going to get the same rewards for the most part. Like even second place, you'll be able to see my rewards because it just turned over now. It hasn't refreshed. I'd have to exit the game. But it's not significant. It's not that great. However, on the other hand, if you look at the overall ranking, if you see the rewards for these, you get quite a few gems. So if you place in the upper ranks, so place 1, you have a legendary historic general that you'll get, 60,000 gems. So it's almost double. I'm not sure exactly how much more it is, but it's quite a bit higher than normal. So even if you're down here, you still get lots of honor points and speed ups, and it's just like freebie things. Troop Train is probably one of the easiest way to get a high ranking. So if you can pull out a high ranking in Troop Train, oh, I actually scored first place. I'm really confused because that doesn't really show in the event center. That's weird. Anyway. Oh, okay, it just wasn't updated. Hey, look, I pulled ahead. That's great. Okay, this is kind of a cluttered video, and it was pretty rushed, but I wanted to show that anyway. So I'll probably have done a little bit of editing to make it a little cleaner. So what you're probably seeing is a shrunken down version of the chaos of the last 20 minutes here of Troop Train as I tried to squeeze ahead. Oh, and I didn't even click this one. Wonderful. All right, hopefully that was semi-informational. It was a little bit cluttered and crazy for me, so I might re-record it again in a few months when the opportunity comes back. But still, I think it might be informational for a few people. So remember, Troop Train is a great way to increase your weekly score, especially during server versus server monarch competitions. You can place really highly. Now I have almost 5 billion points. So whether or not I participate in the actual server versus server and score a lot, I'm still going to place top 5 just from the Troop Train alone. Now, I did a couple of extra things. If you have excess food, remember you can send your troops out so they don't consume as much, and you can save your food over time. I also suggest that you do not do Troop Train if you are not near max level. If you don't have tier 12, tier 13, tier 14 troops especially, it's not worth it. Make sure that you increase your speed, your training speed, so that you are spending less speed ups over time. And do these during the right times. So do it during resource consumption, do it during Troop Train Day. You really don't want to be training excessively outside of that because it's really just a waste. Make sure you are using your duty officers properly. And the last suggestion, just to recap, is take a look at your gathered troops and choose what you are going to train accordingly. If you have T13, T14 available, then train the right ones, or else build layers or something like that. And if the second day is open, you can also use your training speed ups to get rewards here. Unfortunately, it wasn't for me, so I didn't get any of these rewards. I didn't get the ground troop array that would have been there if Troop Train had been a few days later, but I still wanted to finish my resource consumption, so I got that out of the way. All right, hopefully that was informational. See ya.